Good evening, folks. This will be our continuation of Sonic and 5 7 by 28. Last night when I was unboxing and tinkering with this, I remember playing with the power button. I was calling it the power button. The power button is not, this is an on and off button. The power button is just plugging the cable into a hot outlet, and that yellow, greenish, amber, whatever color that is, light indicates power. On off is actually on off for the sonic cleaning. So we will take our cleaner and last night's residue of stuff. I will only use this for this one remaining time. And the reason being is I would have probably done a 30 to 40 minute cleaning anyway with the solution. So my view is we've only half used it. Plus, I don't feel like messing with the other containers anymore today. So after this use, this will get flushed. All right, we will pop that in. I will set that for 20 minutes, and the only difference is now I have decapped the brass. So you can see how grungy it is, hopefully. And yeah, it's dirty up in there. And one of the primary benefits of liquid cleansing is, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I should have eliminate the amount of splash. So the and I might dump a little more water in there because we used plenty of solution. We all know how wonderful condition my bottle of water is. Yeah, it's just irritating when some of these bottlenecks stick up, but it is what it is. All right, so those are all in. I'll do that. Let's do some like that, and then click. And then click. Thought I clicked it. I guess not, but now you can clearly, or hopefully you can catch that on screen. So I did decide that I was not going to do, I didn't decap these either, that I was not going to do the simple green, my baseline, and leave those alone simply because I've already cleaned them, and I'm going to use that as a test against further cleaning with dry tumbling to see if that does pull off the coating. So I'm going to keep these separate as my sonic clean and see the differences in how things feed or eject or fail to feed or fail to eject with this this so-called coating that's on these. And yeah, you can feel there's something there. I mean, when you take, again, another, sorry for the lean, when you take another piece of brass and you feel it, it doesn't have any slickness to it. These have a slick feel to them. So you can tell that there's something still on there. We'll run this for 20 minutes, which would then give me a 40-minute clean. In the future, I would have probably decapped, deprimed the brass. When I dry tumble, I never, ever, 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 ever decap, deprime, because I can't tell you how many times, even regardless of the size of the dry media, what gets stuck in the primer pocket. So to me, it's not worth it. I will not dry tumble before, or excuse me, I will not decap before dry tumbling. I will always dry tumble beforehand. Now with stainless steel pins, that's another issue. And I want to say I talked about stainless steel pins a while ago because in my little bucket of tricks, I think I showed these to you. I have steel, they are steel pins, dull steel pins, and shiny steel pins. And they came with my Hornady wet tumbler that I picked up, oh, probably good 2-3 years ago now. Again, one of those, couldn't pass up the deal, but wasn't really interested in getting into it at the time. So now that I'm doing this level of wet sonic cleaning, maybe I'll contrast some of my other calibers in terms of a dry tumble to a wet stainless steel tumble to show you the differences. And maybe we'll play with some more distilled water to avoid water drops or drop marks or whatever, droplet marks, water marks. But I'll leave this on. We'll come back when it's almost done, or when it is done, and we'll see if there's any difference, because I just can't get enough of playing with the wet media. See you soon. Alright, what was essentially 20 minutes for me, 18 minutes for me, is about half a second, 1 second of screen time for you guys. You can see that the top is once again all foggy, and now we have a quiet mess. And as I said before, that on and off is just for, let me show you this. So there's 5 minutes. On would start it, off would stop that. So, and I don't think we can clear that, so we will just turn it off. All right, let me get this out of the way. Make sure I have my towels aplenty, because things are wet and yucky. My broken distilled H2O bottle. And the fumbling around you hear me now is the bucket of solution. And I think what I'm going to do, once I get this cable out of the way, is I'm probably going to dump the solution and the brass all into this bucket, because yesterday when I did this, it didn't turn out so well. So right now I'm just going to all right. So as you heard, I dumped all the water, solution, whatever, into the bucket, because that will get flushed. And this is now dry and naturally clean, because it was a cleaning solution. And I'll probably just leave the top off. All right, so that's the first shaky shake. And I will throw my clean but colorfully decorated towel up here. And I'll move this around a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'll let my bucket of solution just be, because it's not going back in here. Can't have enough shop towels. This basket seems a little flimsy, But then again, this is probably an unusual amount of brass. And another reason I don't like wet tumbling, because I'm always chasing some brass. Alright, let's see if we can do this a little better tonight. Okay, so the main goal now is to look at what those primer pockets look like. And the brass was, clean enough when we started this process. And the bench didn't get too wet. A little bit. Not enough to lose sleep over. Alright, so I will say that those pockets are cleaner, but nowhere near as clean as what stainless would do. So I would say better than freshly decapped, but nothing to write home to mom about. Alright, so we are done. This concludes this video segmentation on wet tumbling. I'll let these air dry again, probably for till at least tomorrow, because I'm in no hurry to do anything with them right at this moment, because my ladder loads are going to be different brass. So I'll let that air dry. I will let the top dry out as well, and then figure out where I'm going to put that puppy, and then get rid of all my supplies of stuff. Should probably clean that out so I don't accidentally put some juice in there or something. But that's that. So I would say, I give it a thumbs up, because I don't have enough to say thumbs down. But clearly not as nice as what stainless steel pins would do. And I'm still a fan of dry tumbling. For all the mess with wetness and drying process and all that, I would take dry tumbling over wet tumbling any day of the week. If I was doing something with match shooting and had to have perfection in terms of case cleanliness for best pocket, blah blah blah, I would do stainless steel pins in a wet tumbler. I wouldn't mess with Sonic. So the only reason I went with Sonic was to fill a desire to head down that path to see what it was like, plus with the 5.7, because agitating by hand is not that big a deal. Don't come across enough 5.7 to lose sleep over it, but should I want to clean parts or do something with a Sonic type approach, then that would be pretty cool. But otherwise, we'll give it a qualified thumbs up. And did what it was supposed to do. I've got yucky cleaning solution to get rid of, and we're good to go. More to come. On to the next topic.